Okay, I'm going to look at two problems that deal with segments. One where we know that Q is the midpoint, and we know that because they tell us that. And another one where we're not sure about this point in the middle. It could be the midpoint, it could not be. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to solve for x. I know we're ultimately going to find the lengths of EF and FG, and first we need to solve for x so we can figure out what those are. We know, because of the segment addition postulate, that EF, this length right here, plus this length right here, FG, equals the length of the whole thing, okay? So that is EG. Now I can go back and substitute. I know that EF has this expression. It's 8x minus 14. That's the length of EF. FG's length is 4x plus 1. I got that from right here. And then that whole thing, EG, I know is 59 because they told me. They just gave me that information up at the top. Okay, so now I can go ahead and combine like terms. I know that 8x plus 4x is 12x. And then negative 14 plus 1 is negative 13 equals 59. I need to add 13 to both sides to get rid of that. So I'm going to have 12x equals 72 divided by 12 on each side. And I found out that x is 6. Now, that does not mean that I am done. I still have to go back and find EF. So I know again that EF equals 8x minus 14. And I just plug in that 6. 14 equals 48 minus 14. Okay, and then that is going to equal 34. That's EF. Got to watch our notation, make sure we've got that line segment over that. And then I need to go back and find FG because that's what they're asking for. So FG right here. And again, that's 4x plus 1. So I just plug in 6 again for that. This one. And I get 24 plus 1, which is, of course, 25. Now, there is FG. Okay, so that's what I want to do in this situation. I want to use the segment addition postulate, which is how I set up that equation right here. Now, this next one is going to be a little bit different because I'm dealing with the midpoint. Okay, yes, it is true that PQ plus QR does equal PR. Very true. And then I could go back, put 6x minus 7 plus 5x plus 1 equals, oh, I don't know. They didn't give me information up here, nowhere. I don't know what this whole length is. So again, I could go back and say that it equals 6x minus 7 plus 5x plus 1, but that's just going to get me in circles where I'm going to find out that x equals x, and I don't need that. That's not what I want to do. So instead, I'm going to use the fact that Q is the midpoint. I'm going to start over here. I'm going to use that piece of information. Okay? If Q is the midpoint, that means that PQ and QR are the same length. That's why I'm putting those hash marks there. So again, PQ is congruent to QR, and I know that based on the definition of a midpoint. So 6x minus 7 equals 5x plus 1, and then I can go ahead and solve for x from here. Got to subtract 5x on both sides. So I got x minus 7 equals 1. Okay, I need to add 7 to both sides, and I get x equals 8. Okay, and I am not done because I still need to find the lengths of PQ, okay, and QR and PR, but we'll start with PQ first. So I can go back and plug this in. PQ is this length right here. So that's 6x minus 7. Okay, and I'm going to plug in 8 for that. 6 times 8 minus 7. 6 times 8, that is 48. Minus 7 is 41. That's PQ. Okay, so that's that answer. And then I need to find QR. So QR, let's see here, U are 5x plus 1. And then I've got to put 6 in there, times 6 plus 1. So that should be 30 plus 1. Okay, equals 31, which, oh my goodness, doesn't match up right here, which means that I made some sort of error, and I know what it is. I plugged in the wrong x here, so I'm going to have to go back. Bad idea. I used the x from the last equation on the other problem. Okay, so we'll go back and make sure we actually use the correct one. So this time is 5 times 8. Okay, and that is 40 plus 1 equals 41. Okay, now I'm kind of glad that happened because I can see here that I've got the right answer simply because these two match. They're supposed to be equal, just like we said over here. Okay, so that is how I get those lengths, but I'm not done. I've done PQ and QR. Now I have to do PR. So PR is going to be both of those together. It's PQ plus QR from the segment addition postulate. And now I know they're both 41. So PR is 82. And I am done finally.